Hello everyone. Over the past few days I've lost a few subscribers and I've gained a few back. So for the new ones out there, thank you for joining me in this channel. And this channel is based on bringing awareness to topics that normally just exist but go unseen. Some people are scared to talk about it. Some people can't talk about it. Some people refuse to talk about it. You never know which topic it's going to be when I start a video, but mostly I dive into women's rights, social justice, child abuse, homelessness, LGBTQIA+ issues, just a whole bunch of different things. Racism and anti-racism is also one of the bigger ones on this channel. So thank you for joining me here. And you know, this is one channel that can honestly say I hope no one ever needs the information that's posted on here, but when you do need it, it's here. When you know somebody that needs some of the information, it's here. And that's the whole purpose of doing these videos. Now, for the next few videos, and I'm not even going to give a number on approximate how many videos it will be in this series, because I'm doing a major deep dive into domestic violence or intimate partner violence. It will deep dive into sexual abuse. It will deep dive into how everything plays a part on every aspect of your life, not just, physically or emotionally. There's a lot to cover, and I try to keep my videos, kind of short, but I do that for easy access to specific information. I do have videos up with domestic violence hotlines and websites, as well as child abuse and sexual assaults and stuff like that. So this part of the deep dive isn't going to include any kind of resources. You can find that in my previous videos, but if at a time you do need a resource, you can always comment and I will comment back the resource as soon as possible. So today I'm going to talk about the framework for understanding intimate partner violence. And like I said, it has many different names. It can be domestic violence or anything like that. But what causes violence against women? Increasingly, researchers are using an ecological framework to understand the interplay of personal, situational, and sociocultural factors that combine to cause abuse, violence against women, results from the interaction of factors at different levels of the social environment. And yes, most of these videos is going to be talking about abuse on women from men. However, I have videos about abuse on men and different relationships, be it LGBT relationships or whatever. So even though most of this deep dive is going to be based on men with violence against women, it can go either way. So this is just the deep dive on the situation and the factors. A wide range of studies agree on several factors at each of these levels that increase the likelihood that a man will abuse his partner. The first level is the individual perpetrator. 1. Being male. 2. Witnessing marital violence as a child. 3. Absent or rejecting father. 4. Being abused as a child. And 5. Alcohol use. Now, the one thing that I do have an issue with on this first level is the absent or rejecting father. because to me that just it puts down the single moms, and that's not what this channel is about. I personally do not feel like a child needs a father in the home in order to be accomplished. Sometimes having that father in the home is worse than not having the father in the home. So just wanted to, make that part clear. The second level is relationship, marital conflict, male control of wealth, and decision making in the family. Third level is community. 1. Poverty. Low socioeconomic status, unemployment. 2. Associating with delinquent peers. And 3. Isolation of the women in the family. The fourth level is society. 1. Norms granting men control over female behavior. 2. Acceptance of violence as a way to resolve conflict. 3. Notion of masculinity linked to dominance, honor, and aggression. 4. Rigid gender roles. It is unclear, however, why poverty increases the risks of violence, whether it is due to low income itself or to other factors that accompany poverty, such as feeling hopeless or worried that you're not going to be able to provide. For some men, living in poverty is likely to generate stress, frustration, and a sense of inadequacy for having failed to live up to their culturally defined role of provider. Poverty may also provide cause for marital disagreements and at the same time make it difficult for women to leave violent or otherwise unsatisfactory relationships. Low socioeconomic status probably reflects a variety of conditions that in combination increase women's risks of victimization. Increasingly, experts are using the ecological model I just went over to understand the interplay of personal, situational, and sociocultural factors that combine to cause abuse. An ecological approach to abuse argues that no one factor alone causes the violence, but rather that a number of factors combine to raise the likelihood that the particular man in a particular setting may act violently toward a woman. Other factors of the social environment combine to protect some women. For example, when women have authority and power outside of the family, rates of abuse in intimate partnerships appear to be lower. Likewise, prompt intervention by a family member appears to reduce the likelihood of domestic violence, as does the presence of all women collectives. By contrast, where the family is considered private and outside public scrutiny, rates of wife abuse are higher. So, if you have a child that is in a domestic situation, make sure that the abuser knows that that child has family. Don't just let it appear as though the one being abused is on their own to deal with it. Don't be scared of the abuser yourself. Don't let them put fear into you. Just make sure that it's known that there's family. And then you can reflect on other ways of getting the person out of the bad situation.